Before we remove the gear cases, we have to put the engines in reverse. So when you line up everything, everything goes back in the way it was. Plus the shift shaft on these gear cases, they're spring loaded. So when I remove the gear case, if I removed it in neutral, there's a good chance that it'll spring load and go into reverse. So it's best just to, it's in the manuals. It tells, they want you to do that with it in reverse. Now with Verados, when you're taking the gear cases off, first things first, you have to get the oil out of the engine first. If you don't, you remove the gear case, all the oil will fall out of the midsection, and it's a huge mess and a big problem. And a lot of people, if they're doing it themselves, DIYs, can be in a situation where, you know, it's going to be a huge mess. So this particular model has 5 bolts, the 2 outside and then 1 suck up underneath the anode that we removed. The washers are seated in there where it's really tough to get out. So, but you want to make sure you grab the washers because they always tend to roll. Let's get this bolt out of here. And I could kind of tell that the gear case is not going to fall right off at this angle, but there's a lot of corrosion. Here's the other mounting bolt. You can tell this hasn't been done in a while. The grease is corroded and it's got a lot of sand in it. You got to be pretty gentle with these because if you get like a mallet that's a little too heavy, you will break the anti-ventilation plate. A pair of needle nose ready to hand because there's going to be a speedo tube that's connected to a quick connect. This is where I'll start to pry it off a little bit. This is another reason why you should always do your service every 3 years or 300 hours, is because the corrosion, especially these Verados, will compromise you on getting it off. Sometimes they'll freeze, and that's why manufacturers want you to do it every 3 years so you don't have any problems. See this? So you just push it down. I'm not pinching it yet. Push it down, pinch, and roll it out. Hold it down, pinch, roll it out, and work it out. There you go. When it gets to a certain point, get it right out. But if you pull it completely out, you'll pop that out and have problems. So I remove the speedo tube. Go about straight. Getting this gear case back on, you really want to prep. You really want to prep up these studs. You don't want to have any buildup, because it will be hard to fight. So what I'll do is I'll give it a good grease on each one of these, just so next time we take it off in 3 years or 300 hours, it won't be so. It'll be nice and easy. It'll come off. So I took off the side cowling to access this shift shaft, because this shift shaft floats a little bit. Can you see that? It floats a little bit, so you'll have to finagle it just to line up perfect, so you can get the gear case back on, because it won't line up just perfect. The drive shaft comes on first, it will line up, and then the shift shaft lines up after you get the splines for the drive shaft lined up. So I'll give some grease on this here too. I'm equipped with I got the nut and the washer, and I put a needle nose to put the speedo tube back in, and we're gonna give it a shot. little finagle. Now we got the bolts lined up. And that right there. All right. Now I'm going to come back down just a little bit since I got the splines lined up for the drive shaft. And I'm going to connect this speedo tube. There we go. Now I got the splines lined up. It should go right in. And put pressure in one hand here. Now I'm going to try to work this shift shaft in. That's lined up. And then I just put the washer and the nut on as much as I can on this side. You don't want to, you want everything to slide in perfect. There's no forcing this. Because if it doesn't line up and you torque on those bolts, something major will give, will break.